got to see Green Bay against a couple teams you've played. I mean, they played Iowa, they've played. Does that help you scout when you're scouting against a team that maybe you know a little bit more about than maybe some normal non-conference?
They're very talented. I like their athleticism. I like their quickness. They played Iowa a lot tougher than we did, and that was at Iowa. So we'll have to play well. They're a deep group. They played 10, 11, 12 guys, and man-to-man press the full game. So we'll have to play well.
Would it give your guys kind of a better study though, when they can see them?
Well, I think so. They're going to see film. We'll watch a lot of film today, and they'll see a lot of what we're talking about against Iowa. Against good teams. So we'll have to be prepared to play.
Your opponent's shooting 30% so far through 4 games. No, it's a small sample size, but do you feel like your defense is showing that?
Well, I think that Bull and Kenny have done a decent job around the basket. Francis, when he's in there, has done a good job. So we push people away from the basket, which has helped those numbers. But our defense has a long ways to go. But I think we have done some things good for this early in the season. Communication needs to be much better, for us to make another big jump.
Is that encouraging then, and seeing where it could even go if it's already this impressive?
Absolutely. No. I think that there's a lot of growth here for this team. We didn't do a good job against Iowa, but we're going to have to get a lot better in our man, a lot better in our zone. But I do think there's room for a lot of growth yet, and with Bowl and Kenny protecting the rim, it does give us one thing a lot of teams don't have.
Do you do any lineup tinkering with the two of them? Do you want to see if maybe Francis can change things up there or anything like that?
That's way too early. I don't know. We'll just keep working. Practice is going to determine a lot of that.
Would you take away from New York? Would you find out about your team maybe you didn't know going in?
I was really disappointed the way we prepared for Iowa. Our lack of an energy. There's just no excuse for that. But that falls on me as much as them. And I thought they did a good job getting themselves ready. Got together, and as a team collectively, we're much more energetic the whole day. And got ready for that game. So, I hope they learned something there. Other than that, we kind of knew what we had. We knew that we had a long ways to go. We were hoping that we could play with a lot more energy than we did against Iowa, but for whatever reason, it wasn't there. And I just hope our guys learned something from that.
Will and Peyton seem to play really well together against Syracuse. Now that Will's being able to play a little bit more, you think that's a combination you might use more often?
I don't know. I think this early it'll be game to game, and see how the team evolves. But we do need to get Peyton some more shots, because his numbers in practice and even going back to last year, the guy shoots 43% from three, and he's shooting better than that in practice. We need to get him more shots. Maybe Will can help us do that. But like I said, it'll be game to game here for a while. We still have to watch Will's foot, and we're going to see how other guys come along.
Victor and Abu seem like they're kind of settling into figuring out what you need from them.
Well, they did some good things, and on the year, Abu's got our best assist-to-turnover ratio right now. So I'm encouraged by that. He's cut his turnovers down. VJ had a couple chances to make some big plays the other night against Syracuse and didn't pass the ball real well. So I think he needs to really work on that. But those two are giving us good minutes, and there's a lot of growth there yet for those two sophomores also.
How would you address the team's ball movement and how they've taken care of the basketball to this point?
So-so, we had some games where, our turnovers against Syracuse, those turnovers led to 27 points. You give up 65 and 27 off your turnovers. Obviously, that's a stat you have to address. At times we've moved the ball really well. I don't think we haven't taken that many bad shots, but the ball just doesn't move like it needs to, and we haven't made defenses adjust quick enough. So it's got to improve a lot, but I think it's there. I think the guys will move the ball. I got to do a better job of letting them know what it should look like, but I think we're making progress.
That's going to be your three guys you signed today, kind of the two guys, Duarte and.
Oh, really excited, very, very excited. Chris, someone who really versatile. You know, I mean, he can play a number of spots for us. Tough, wants to be a player. Really impressed with what he's done at Northwest Florida, and you know, I think he can really grow into a really good player for us. He's very talented. He's got a great work ethic. Wants to be a player. You know, Elgin Cook came from Northwest and had a great career for us, and we're hoping Chris, with his versatility, can do a lot of things for us. Isaac is a young man who grew up in Oregon. His family lived in Nyssa for 14 years, and he lived in Roseburg for 2 when he was real young. And so, you know, his family loved Oregon. They love Utah, but they loved Oregon also. And I think Isaac, I know it's a couple years away, but I saw him this summer and just fell in love with his game. He's a really good fit for the way we play and what we do. He's very mobile for 6'11", versatile, can shoot the 3, really good instincts passing the ball, you know, tough, rugged. You know, he's a good fit for anybody, but he's a really good fit for us. And then the last person who committed to us was Chandler Lawson, and saw Chandler at Oak Hill and saw him this last summer. Love his ability to go get the ball. He's a tireless worker, getting the ball, rebounder. His skill level continues to get better. His dad's a high school coach, and he just continues to improve his skill level all the time. He shoots the 3. He's going to continue to get better putting it on the floor. So, you know, I like his versatility as a power forward. That's someone who can, and he's really long. You know, I think he can defend a lot of positions because of his length. So, very excited about those 3 guys. You know, even though Isaac won't be here for a couple years, you know, I think all 3 of them are a great fit for our program. And you know, we've had such good success with our junior college players, Chris Boucher, Elgin, you know, Jaleel. You know, we just really have had a good, and I think Chris, you know, will give us that same type of performance.
You had much experience with a guy who takes the 2-year, and is that putting some trust into him that he's going to come back?
No, I haven't, but I think he'll be here. You know, he's a great family. Darren and Emily, his parents, have been so good to work with, you know, and all I can say is his older brother Spencer made a commitment to Weber, and he fulfilled that. And you know, I think as long as they see the same things going on in our program as what we have now, I don't think there'll be any hesitation. As I mentioned, I think he's a great fit. I feel like the family and Isaac feel like we're a great fit for him. So I don't see it changing, but I know we're not going to change our mind. We're not going to change ours. He's a talented young man who's a great fit for our program.
You mentioned Chris's versatility. Is he a lot like Elgin, where he could play 2, 3, 4 different positions for you?
Well, he can play a number of spots. He's a different player than Elgin. You know, a little bit more skilled coming in, but because of his size, he does give us great versatility. And he's pretty skilled. He's continuing to work on his ball skills, continuing to work on his 3. You know, in 6'5", 6'6", that's very valuable.
Are you done then for this period, or is there a chance?
Never done. You're hoping. You know, we still got a few days left, and just see what happens, and you know, then we'll go into the spring. But you know, we still got a couple days here. If something does break, if not, we'll see what happens in the spring.